You're trying to regulate your nervous system and you're working way harder than you have to. Have you ever tried to just calm yourself down? You're like, okay, deep breaths, positive thinking, affirmations, and your body just refuses to listen. Your heart is still racing, your chest is still tight, and your mind is still spiraling out of control, even though you're doing everything everyone tells you to do. This is the loop that I used to live in constantly. I thought I must be doing something wrong because I'm using all the right tools. It's just not working. And it turns out there's a really simple reason for that, and it's a reason most people completely miss when it comes to nervous system regulation. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why your regulation practices aren't landing and what's actually happening inside your body when you try to calm down. When you get into the basic neuroscience of stress, you realize that when you're stressed out, when you're dysregulated, when you're in fight or flight, your thinking part of your brain goes offline. It's called your prefrontal cortex, and it's the place that you make decisions from. It's the part of your brain that knows the future and knows what you want. That part we lose access to. And then the part of the brain that does come online is our survival brain. And the problem with our survival brain is that words can't reach it. So this is why self-talk, affirmations, self-reassurance, they're not landing for you. You're using this override pattern where you're trying to logic your way into your body feeling safe. Your nervous system doesn't speak in language. It doesn't speak in sentences. It speaks in sensation and it speaks in experience. So the more you try to convince, the more you try to logic, the more you start feeling like something's wrong with you. You start feeling frustration. You start feeling burnout. And then you end up hearing yourself say, I'm doing all the things and nothing's changing. And then you feel like a failure, and that just reinforces the anxiety loop. Because then the next time things pop up, the next time you feel dysregulated or you feel anxious, you start to feel like I have no tools to help myself calm down. I don't know how to handle this, and everything I've tried before doesn't work, which makes the anxiety more and more scary every single time and locks it on even more. So it doesn't matter how much your brain or your mouth say, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. If your body feels unsafe, there's a mismatch, and your body is going to win every single time. And most people stay stuck here. They try harder and harder using the wrong language, but that's not going to be you because I'm going to show you exactly what to do. If words don't work, what do we do? What we do is we teach the body through experience. We teach the body by environment, and we teach the body by repetition. You want to repeatedly put your body and your nervous system in states and environments that signal safety to the system. They show your nervous system what safety, peace, expansiveness all feel like, which is the polar opposite of how you're feeling when you're anxious. You are going to get really good at showing your nervous system calm instead of telling it to calm down. So let's get into my top 3 favorite categories for showing your nervous system safety through experience. The first and the easiest and the cheapest is nature. Get your ass outside. When they tell you to touch grass, they weren't lying. Nature is such an amazing co-regulator. That just means being within its presence. It's giving your body signals to process that are signals of peace and safety and openness. It mirrors stillness. It shows what grounding feels like. It shows you what feeling rooted feels like. It gets you out of your head and out of your spiraling thinking and back into your body, back on earth. Another good nature co-regulator that I want to add in as a bonus are pets. If you have a cat, if you have a dog, if you have a hamster, I don't know, you can co-regulate with animals as long as they have a calm nervous system. I have a French bulldog. Her name is Birdie. She has the calmest nervous system. She is not anxious at all. She will lay on my stomach and it feels like a weighted blanket. I will lay with her. I will pet her, and that is regulating to my nervous system. So make sure to cuddle those pets as a little bonus tip. The second is the relationship you have with technology, and mainly the relationship you have with your phone. It's a lot of overstimulation. It's a lot of information, and it's a lot for your brain to process. What this does is it adds a lot of micro stresses to an already stressed out system. So when you are constantly taking in information, when you are constantly shifting your focus from this app to this app to this app to this video to this video to this video, you are making your brain and your nervous system do a lot of work because it's your nervous system's job to scan for threat. And it's doing that while you're swiping social media. When you give yourself that silence, when you step away for a second, it is more proof to your system that there's no threat, and it removes all that micro stress. And the third is creativity. It's just this ability to shift into a state where you are creating something, you are experiencing presence, you're experiencing play, you're experiencing creating just to create. And it's a way that you can show your brain something different than anxiety and rushing and overstimulation. And it gives your brain and your thoughts and your mind and your hands a focus. It gives them a direction. What do they say? Empty hands are the devil's playground. We give ourselves all this space to overthink and to think about our problems. Creativity directs your energy. It directs it toward making something that didn't exist. Creation instead of consumption. Creation instead of fear and anxiety. It shifts your focus and it feeds your system different signals than the systems being fed by stress and fear and anxiety. So when you're implementing these 3 different ways to signal safety to your body, I want to remind you that these aren't just things to fill up your schedule. They're not just things to do on your to-do list so that you can get your check mark for the day. They're things that need to be done from an energy of support, not an energy of fixing, not in an energy to escape, but actually in an energy to be with yourself, to get out of your head, stop trying to problem solve and get into your body and sense the safety around you. And all 3 of these things are going to make that so easy to do. They are going to do the heavy lifting for you. I have been on my nervous system recovery journey very actively for the last year. For the first entire 4 months of this journey, I didn't do a journaling prompt. I didn't do a meditation. I didn't do an affirmation. I didn't do an EFT tapping script. I did no tools for 4 months. Because my body and my nervous system were so fried, I knew none of those things were ever going to land until my body could experience some safety. I implemented exactly what I just taught you, and I was able to create a baseline level of calm and peace that gave me the energy and the focus and the attention that I could then use for the tools. It is not that your words don't matter. It is not that language doesn't matter, and it's not that you can't use affirmations or positive self-talk or even talking to your body and talking to your nervous system. You absolutely can, but only once the body feels safe. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to show your nervous system. You're going to give it experiences and sensations and evidence that show it what safety feels like so that you are experiencing more often feelings of calm, feelings of peace, feelings of joy. And once you're feeling that way, go for it. Tell all you want. Talk to your body, talk to your nervous system. My favorite way to do this is when I'm feeling peace, when I'm feeling expansive, when I'm feeling creative, I talk to my brain. I use that space to reinforce it. And I say, look, this is what calm feels like. You're capable of feeling calm. You deserve to feel safe. Sit in this safety. And that's where I want my brain and my body, I want them linking up. But I want to be body first so that they can connect on both the body level and the mind level. When you are in a grounded state, the words are going to land because that survival part of your brain won't be the one in charge anymore. You'll be able to use that higher thinking brain to talk to your body and talk to your nervous system when the alarms aren't blaring. So regulate first, step outside, go on a walk, turn your phone off, bake a cake, then do the reminders, then do the affirmations, then do the future self-work. But you have to regulate first. This is exactly what I teach, what I coach on inside my membership. I have a course called Rooted that gets very deep into this specific order and why it matters so much. You must learn to regulate first. And once you do, you have to get more comfortable allowing your emotions and being comfortable feeling anything. And I teach you exactly how to do that. Then you can coach yourself, you can get rid of limiting beliefs, you can choose who you want to be, and you can move into ultimate alignment with how you want to live your life. So if that's a process you want to learn, I would love to teach you. I would love to coach you, and you can learn more at vibewithmaggie.com. But remember, don't start with talking, start with showing. You need to let your body lead, and your mind is going to catch up when it's ready. Make sure you're showing before you're telling. And if you like what you heard on this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.